Parachutists have dropped from the sky one after the other in a spectacular display in the Netherlands. The soldiers came from 8 different countries, with the leap commemorating 74 years since World War II's Battle of Arnhem, the largest airborne battle in history. Mitchell Hughes is here now, and speaking of battles, it'll be quite the week for the Roosters and, of course, the Storm, Mitch.
It certainly will. Both are sweating on 2 key players. Thanks, Jane. Coming up, will they or won't they? The 2 former teammates in doubt for the decider. And the Diamonds lift the Quad Series trophy.
How much did you save?
I saved $377.
$377? That is awesome!
Real people, real savings. Try Yui. You can save lots. Call one for Yui. Or go to yui.com today.
This is a surprise.
Well, it's the bother cup with the old man.
I just realised I left my tools outside, mate.
Still be suited, Dad.
Good grief.
No price.
$50 million?
No.
200 million.
You can't really put a price on your site.
So if they're that valuable to you, shouldn't you look after them? A Specsavers eye health check can help detect eye conditions early.
Experience smooth, creamy milk chocolate, perfectly blended with rich cocoa. Cadbury Dark Milk.
Yeti or not,
Yetis don't exist.
here I come.
Hi, I'm... What language skills?
Yeti or not, here I come.
We're communicating!
It's a glitter.
Small fry.
Don't just think you're insured when your daughter invites a few friends over on social media. No, you are, with accidental damage cover with GIO Platinum Home Insurance.
Wow. Now that smells amazing.
You do make the best roast pork, Mum.
We love your castle, Nana.
It's almost ready.
Riverview Farms pork roast. Perfectly cooked for your family. Just like Nana made it every time.
There's lots to do with a spare 12k. And right now at Huntley, receive 12k cashback on selected lots. That's lots for you and lots of things for your new home. Hurry now and find lots to do with your 12k when you buy at Huntley.
Outstanding visibility, so you don't miss a thing. The all-new Subaru Forester. Every moment is a chance to do.
Hipsters. Jack, you're even smarter with your money now.
Handcraft.
So take out ABR home insurance plus car insurance and you'll get 10% off both. It's time to switch to ABR.
It should be one of the best weeks of Cooper Cronk's life after he led the Roosters into a grand final showdown with his old team, Melbourne. Instead, the champion halfback has a severe rotator cuff injury and his chances of playing on Sunday are slim to none.
His arm hanging limp by his side, Cooper Cronk leaves the field in agony. The pain subduing post-match celebrations and made even worse with a pat on the back from the club mascot.
Hey, you gotta watch that mascot.
It's the Rooster!
Although he's a halfback, everyone who's played with him and knows him know that he's one of the toughest players that they've played with.
Cronk is now in the race of his life to be fit for the decider, and the odds aren't in his favour. The rotator cuff injury has been diagnosed as severe, and last year Jonathan Thurston missed a month of footy with just a minor tear.
There's nothing that could have been wrong with it enough for him to come off the field. So he just wants to stay there, still directing the round, getting his job done, and it just shows why he's the player he is.
Fellow Roosters can't bear the thought of facing the Storm, Cronk's old team, without their star half.
imagine that whatsoever. It's probably like me this week, coming up against South. It's probably a similar feeling for him, so he'll be doing everything he can to play.
Jake Friend is free to play in the decider. An early guilty plea will see him escape suspension despite being charged with a dangerous throw on Greg Inglis.
Jake Friend is lifted into a dangerous position.
The Roosters' defence was immense, holding the Rabbitohs trialless in the 12-4 win.
Incredible defence.
And after a week in the headlines, it was an emotional end for Sam Burgess. He broke down sobbing as he left the field, his season done. Danica Mason, NBN News.
Billy Slater's bid to finish his decorated career in grand final glory is in the hands of lawyers as he looks to beat a shoulder charge allegation at the judiciary on Tuesday night. Rob Canning filed this report from Melbourne.
Well, it's yet to be determined what Billy Slater's defence will be, but I can tell you that he met with a team of lawyers at the Storm headquarters today just to work out, find a solution to get Billy to play in this grand final. Now, opinions are divided as to how this should play out. There are those who believe that this is a textbook shoulder charge, that he must be banned, that the integrity of the NRL judiciary is at stake here. Then there are those who believe that he has to get off, but their reasoning continues to come back to one simple thing, and that is that this is Billy Slater, and it simply can't go down like this. Tomorrow they will settle on a defence. Tuesday, they've got a monumental judiciary hearing in Sydney, so the next 48 hours will certainly be drama-filled. Now, speaking of drama, Cameron Smith threw his opinion in when he said that he may retire if the Storm actually win the grand final. But remember this, Cameron Smith understood that Billy Slater's shoulder charge was getting a lot of attention. He also understood that it would be smart to divert that attention. So Cameron saying that's certainly interesting, but maybe a tactic. Tomorrow, the Storm will hold an open media session for their entire team. But when I say the entire team, it's actually 15 of the 17. The two that won't be speaking to the media tomorrow, Cameron Smith and Billy Slater.
Fans of the Roosters and the Storm are celebrating just getting into the grand final. But down in Tricolour's heartland at Bondi this morning, Roosters fans were few and far between.
The Roosters are off to the big dance, but one was hard-pressed to find fans down at Bondi today. Are you Roosters fans?
No.
Not the Roosters?
No, I'm from Scandinavia, so I don't even know what they are.
Not a tricolour banner would hang from a power pole, not a hint of crepe paper streamer from shopfront awning. Oh, hang on a minute.
There's one shop up in Hall Street, the St Vincent de Paul shop, it's well done up.
Oh, nothing says grand final than a gussied up St Vinny's. I was forced to take desperate and amplified measures.
Looking for Roosters fans. Don't be shy. Someone.
Apparently, I was late catching them.
They're everywhere. Where, mate? They're everywhere. You see them all down there.
Down that end?
Yeah.
So we've been at the wrong end of Bondi?
Yeah, you got to be in the North Bondi end.
It's just a bit cool. The wings, you know what I mean? We're down, they like the latte boys. They like it warm.
But up at the junction, the clubhouse was buffed and ready for the week, even if it was just the bridge players soaking up the atmosphere in the auditorium. And it's shaping up to be a week that every footy fan can enjoy. On Wednesday night, Rugby League's Awards Night, the Dally M's will be held at the Overseas Passenger Terminal. On Thursday, the annual Grand Final lunch takes place at the Hyatt Regency, and then that afternoon, the last chance for fans to see this year's protagonists in the flesh at the NRL Fan Day at Moore Park's Entertainment Quarter. On Saturday, Grand Final ticket holders receive free admission to Epsom Day at Randwick, and the undercard for the big game on Sunday will see the first women's premiership decided, as well as the battle between the winners of the New South Wales and Queensland Intrust Cups in the Super State Championship. The experts reckon it could be the Chooks' year.
Tipping the Roosters by 6, Luke Keary, Clive Churchill medalists, and their defence has been the best all year. It'll be good for one more game.
I just think the best defensive side wins premierships, and they've proven themselves to be that.
And at Skinny Dip Cafe, a renowned Roosters pit stop, 50-plus year club veteran Louis Lopez has corpuscles made of red, white and blue.
Always, all my life, they give the Roosters first, family second.
Oh, mate, don't tell the missus.
That's in the blood.
So come on, Roosters fans. You're now Sydney's team. Show some more Louis.
Go Roosters.
Mike Dalton, NBN News.
So after 25 rounds and 3 weeks of finals, it's time to crown the 2018 premiers. Next Sunday is grand final day and it begins with the footy show live from ANZ Stadium at 11 a.m. That's followed by the women's grand final, then the state championship, before the Roosters face the Storm in the main event. The whole day live and exclusive right here. The Bulldogs have won the New South Wales Cup grand final, beating the Newtown Jets. It was neck and neck for most of the game at Leichhardt Oval. Centre Morgan Harper scored in the final 10 minutes to break the deadlock and deliver the Bulldogs an 18-12 victory. Australia has wrapped up the netball quad series with a win over the Silver Ferns in Melbourne. The Diamonds dominated most of the contest, leading by 10 goals in the final quarter, but they had to fight off a late charge from New Zealand, who brought it back to a 60-55 finish. The Opals have made a winning start at the Basketball World Cup, outclassing Nigeria 86 points to 68 in their opening game of the tournament. The Africans made it tough early, but the Aussies took control before half-time.
Gets in the lane, puts it up and in. Much better from Australia.
Liz Cambridge started for Australia with 34 points and 12 rebounds. The Opals will face Argentina in their second game in just under an hour. In just a moment, Nick Kyrgios steamrolled by the Fed Express, and Tiger Woods leading the Tour Championship.